Want cucumbers and tomatoes to be ready to eat at the exact same time? In this video, I'll show you a little cucumber growing trick that I learned that really works. Cucumbers are one of my favorite summer crops to grow. They come in all different sizes, which means there are a ton of options. Small cucumbers like gherkins and other similar cucumbers can be grown for eating and also for pickling, so you can enjoy your cucumbers long after you've harvested them. Now, I made pickles for several years until my doctors told me I should watch my sodium intake. Yep, yet another benefit of getting older. So I stopped making pickles. Next are the seedless cucumber varieties like English cucumbers, and then finally there are my personal favorite, the standard large cucumbers like the ones found in the grocery store. But the ones from our garden are much, much better tasting. Here's one variety that I like, Corinto, which gives a good-sized cucumber without a lot of seeds. The front of the seed packet tells us that we can expect to see cucumbers about 48 days after the seeds germinate, and that the seeds have a 99% germination rate. But because these seeds are a year old, I'll be planting a few extra plants to make sure I get the number of plants that I need. Now, cucumbers need fertile soil with a neutral pH, right around 7, and they need lots of water all the time. The instructions tell us that cucumbers are very sensitive to the cold. If grown commercially, they tell us to plant seeds about 6 inches apart and to plant rows about 6 feet apart. So I generally leave an area of about 4 feet by 4 feet for a pair of plants. The instructions say the cucumber seeds can be planted indoors 3 to 4 weeks before transplanting them out into the garden. But the instructions also tell us that if we disturb the roots when we transplant them, then we might lose the plant. Cucumbers develop one main root called a taproot, and if that gets damaged, kiss your cucumber goodbye. So that's a chance I'm not ready to take. I don't take that chance, and I only plant seeds in the ground. Now, for cucumbers to grow and germinate, the soil temperature needs to be up around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which usually happens toward the end of May or so in my area. Cucumbers won't grow if the temperature drops below 50 at night, and frost kills them. They suggest, to be able to plant plants earlier, that you put down some black plastic to help the soil heat up. I usually plant cucumbers in soil that I've mounded up into the shape of a caldera, which is a circle of flat soil with a round mound around the outside to kind of funnel the water into the center towards the plants. I usually plant 4 to 6 seeds in each mound, and I keep the 2 strongest plants after they've been growing for a few weeks. And around the edge of the mound, I'll usually plant radishes every 6 to 12 inches or so. And I might not get any radishes from them, and that's not why they're there, but they give off a strong smell that repels cucumber beetles. Now, our plants are going to start giving us cucumbers starting about 48 days after the seeds germinate, and they'll continue to give us cucumbers for a good 3 or 4 weeks before the plants start to wither and die. Once they start bearing fruit, cucumbers can grow pretty quickly, so watch them every day and pick them before they get too big. Now, I fell in love with Greek salads when we visited Greece on a vacation a number of years ago, and 2 of the main ingredients of Greek salads are cucumbers and tomatoes. Now, both cucumbers and tomatoes are summer crops, but I had a scheduling problem when growing these. You see, cucumbers start bearing fruit after about 7 weeks, but tomatoes start bearing fruit after 10 or 11 weeks. So if I start them at the same time, my cucumbers are gone by the time the tomatoes come in, and I won't get them at the same time. So I've recently started getting into the habit of starting the cucumbers about 3 to 4 weeks after the tomatoes, so I can get them both to come in at the same time. And it works. Regardless of the type of cucumber you decide to grow, pick them when they're ready and don't let them get too big, which can be a challenge sometimes with pickling cucumbers. If you let your cucumbers get too big, they're going to lose their flavor and taste bitter. Now, I like to change where I plant my cucumbers every year to keep the cucumber beetles and other pests guessing and to minimize diseases. And if you want to extend your cucumber harvest, plant a second crop about 3 weeks after the first one, and you'll have cucumbers for a longer period of time. Happy gardening.